So this is the 2 weeks update. It's much better, and I've started to sell albums about 2 weeks ago, like the day after I uploaded that video. I put up about 60 albums for sale. I sold most of those, and in 2 weeks. Like, it took some time because I've become really busy. Well, I intentionally make myself busy with other stuff, but yeah, it works out. I can usually meet up with the people, so and sell the albums. So I'm selling them locally because it's much more easier, and also I'm selling them way below price, and I'm selling them with cards. It's just like, take them, please. I mean, it sounds terrible, but honestly, it's been helping a lot. So, and then yesterday I started to do my shelf again, and well, adding the remaining ones which I didn't sell. So I've put up more than 80 albums for sale, like 87, I think. I already sold 3 of those, which is funny. Like, sold them the day I put them up, but a couple of them are already like on hold, and they are picking them up today, tomorrow, and the day after and such. So yeah, like at this point I'm kind of worried that like some of them might not be selling because I already made people buy albums, so they are broke. But there are 4,000 people in that group, so maybe. And also, by the time I get to the 3rd round, which hopefully will be the last, it's gonna be August, so hopefully they get their salary, or I don't know. Like, it's not like I'm gonna make them broke, but like, I'm selling the albums for cheap, so it's like a pretty good opportunity. So mainly people are buying them who are mostly like 3rd gen stands, which is fine because I'm mainly selling 3rd gen stuff. Like, yeah, so I just wanted to give you an update on the shelf. Currently, my living room is the one which is a mess. Like, the whole sofa or couch is like basically full with the albums that I'm about to sell. The carpet has the stuff which is on hold and going to be sold like soon. Like, it's like I'm trying to put it like Monday, Tuesday, and then there's other desk, which the 3rd round is on that desk, which I just did prior to filming this video. So actually I've got new shelves, which I'm gonna show at the end of this video. So this is not exactly how my shelves are gonna look like, because obviously it needs some more organizing, and there are still some albums which are on stack of each other, but I mainly got rid of those stacks. So it's not like I can show the whole thing. Of course, everything Super Junior is staying the same, like no issues with that. Like, my girls, like it's everything is exactly the same, and I'm not doing anything with Shinwa, Infinite, Jia, and Madtown, like Infect 2. So like, those are like staying. And then well, let's go to the top. So if you remember, that was completely full, even stacks on top. So I've been really harsh with boy groups, I have to admit. So I made this rule that 3 albums maximum, but I try to go down to 2 or 1. Like, there are some exceptions. I also have to reorganize the orders of how I like these groups, because, for example, not even for a second I thought about selling any Knackin albums, and I have all of them. So like, yeah, probably I like them more than, I don't know, BAP, who is 2 places above them apparently, like according to my shelf. So the orders need some reorganizing, but I think I'm gonna deal with that later. I don't feel like dealing with it. So that is really strict. Like, for example, I had this plan to collect almost every B2B album, and then I ended up only having the debut and the first comeback album, and like, I'm selling I Mean if someone buys it. So there are those things. I've been really strict. I'm only keeping 1 GOT7 album. I'm keeping CrossGen though. CrossGen and Knackin are staying. Yeah, and for 80s I'm only keeping the first 3. Like, I really enjoyed those albums throughout with all the songs. So for example, there is Mona Lisa at the corner with M Black, and I'm keeping that. So there are things like that. For girls, similar things have been happening, but they're like groups that I already had 3 albums of, and like I didn't have to do anything with it. And it's not like Gugudan is gonna have more. So yeah, mainly what I sold from there. What did I sell? I don't know, but as you can see there, I sold stuff, or at least put them up for sale. Yeah. Oh, right, there was Luna, the solos. Yeah, I'm harsh, I know. And then if you go up there, entire 101 is missing. Hopefully people are gonna buy that. So Rain, Samuel, and Wonder 9 move there. And then the corner, which was full of EXO and BTS. Now it's a couple EXO and Chen albums, and the only one Dreamy's album that I have, which I'm going to keep. So yeah, I've been really strict. I know, there are millions of people who love BTS. Like, I like most of their music. For me, it's mostly their like middle era kind of stuff that I liked a lot. And like, I know there's like a lot of people who are gonna love them, and it's like, it's better to just sell those albums, for me at least. It's not like I hate any of the groups that I just sold off. I wouldn't have had the albums if I hated them. So then some more girls, like this didn't really change. I sold some, I put up some Wiki Mickey for sale actually, and I sold one of the ITZY albums, the newer one. And like for GWSN, I've been struggling, but honestly I like the first two mini albums so much, and then the third title track as well, and like the most of that album. I'm not a huge fan of the new one, but GWSN is actually pretty special for me because of Pinky Star, which was the first song that I could listen to after my grandma passed. No reason why, it's like just that song clicked, and like I can't get rid of GWSN just like that, and they are pretty special. So then a couple of second jams, so like not touching that. Like A-Pink, I strangely had no intention to sell any of these. Yeah, the second gen Power, then Twice. Now that hurt a bit, but I'm only keeping the ones, well, Fancy is my favorite album probably, and also one of my favorite title tracks, and I'm so obsessed with Likey and like TT, like those songs, and I just liked their debut a lot, and I was obsessed with 16, so I'm keeping the debut album. And the Signal albums are some of my favorite albums visuals wise. So like I had like my reason to keep the albums that I'm keeping. And for AOA, I just sized down on 2 versions, so I'm selling the other versions. Everglow stays, and like Rocket Punch, I'm confused. For now, Red Punch is up for sale, but I'm not too stressed if it doesn't sell. So I don't know about that yet. Then Dreamcatcher also sized down, only 1 version. Then April was already only 1 version, but I'm keeping April. They are my little dolls. Like, I just love April a lot, so I had no intention to sell those albums. Red Velvet not selling. Actually, SM has this strange power over me that like, even if I don't like the title track as much, I'm probably gonna like most of the album anyways, and I'm just like kinda an SM trash. It's like I could sell all of BTS but not EXO. That says a lot. I never thought about it like that, but yeah, it's kind of weird. And of course not selling any of these, like most of these are not active anyways, and I'm like, I like these a lot. And then Lovelies, they might not be that active moving forward, but actually they are like the kind of the cut line where I'm like, okay, I can allow 2 versions. Like I just feel good about Lovelies every time they make a comeback, and then my broken heart for Pristine. So that's for girls mainly, and of course Oh My Girl is gonna stay as the one that I can buy 2 versions of. The rest are like inactive for girls, so maybe Oh My Girl and Lovelies, they're mainly my girls from now on, and then the others are like 1 version girls. That looks weird, but you're gonna understand it later. Then for other boys, look at that 17 corner. I decided to keep the 2 ultimate most favorites. So, well, obviously, like All One, or what's that album called properly? Not only my favorite title track, but in general, I just loved all the songs on that. And then after a couple comebacks, I was just not feeling 17 that much. And then when Home came out, I was like, now that's it. So that's how that album stayed. Also, I like the album, not just Home. Yeah, and my JBJ things are staying. Obviously, they are that special group that it's not ranked, but we all know I love them a lot. So Then Teen Top, my second gen heart, it's like I might even get more albums of theirs just to like have, but not special albums or something, so I cross those off my wish list. But I'm gonna consider getting more Teen Top. Then Snooper is not really active, but their music also has a special place in my heart. It's just sweet tune at its best. Vix, never thought originally in the first couple years that I would like Vix so much. I'm not saying I'm gonna buy more of their older stuff, but I might buy the mini album, or what is this, the mini? Oh right, the single I'm missing Hades. Okay, then I'm considering that. Then Hotshot, for example, and some more second gen. And then I was really strict with Obtention. I'm not sure if it's gonna sell, but I was brutal with them. And then for Top Dog, I'm just trying to sell the limited one, I think. Golden Child, yeah, only the debut album. Didn't think when I was filming the video that I would do that, but I had to. I love Dum Daddy and, well, the mini album as well so much, and I just like, I think that's their best of their cutesy. It's not really cutesy, but that style. I was considering keeping the full album, honestly, because I think Reboot is phenomenal, but the packaging and the whole mood, it just had the whole thing on me. I'm not saying I'm never gonna buy a Golden Child album, but for now I'm happy that I have that one. Then some inactive groups and like ONF, like I'm fully gonna support ONF. They're like my Oh My Girl version, so like I'm like, WM is probably my favorite like other company. For B1A4 I actually kept 2 albums. I'm not sure how, if I can only keep those 2 and not buy more eventually, but like ONF and Oh My Girl, like, yeah. Now let's go to boys. Yeah, so I was harsh, but I finally did it, and probably the number one thing that made me unhappy was, I didn't realize it, of course, originally, is the 4 versions that Starship has been doing for Monsta X. They are probably the worst kind of 4 versions. They are barely any different. Like, the concepts are not that creative anymore. It's just like the most obvious money grab, and the cards, they're just like I was actually originally, when I started to collect Monsta X, I wanted to collect 7 members, and I was actually doing pretty okay, and then it just went downhill. And like, I even have the Temperature photobook and their first DVD, and like, Monsta X was so important to me. And like, it's not that the boys' fault, but the way that Starship has been promoting them and the 4 versions, and I think that their most recent title track, exactly these 4 versions ones, are like so similar. Like, oh, what are they repeating? Are they repeating Fantasia or Follow or Alligator or like, what's that? Like it's pretty much the same. Like, it's just such the same structure. It gives me that Blackpink with Teddy vibes. It's like, the songs are not bad, but it's like, can you show me anything new at this point? And I'm like, it just hurts so much. And I also like the album's songs less than the previous ones. Like Beautiful and Shine Forever was such a peak. Like, it's my absolute top. And if you look at this, like, I had not even for a second considered selling or downsizing any of these. But here I was like, no. I actually pretty much enjoyed the Deja Vu album, like the album and the title track too. But honestly, it just stressed me out so much, because I love Monsta X, but like the whole thing, and it's been like hard. Like, it's like not like I wanted to let go of them, but it's just like I felt like I'm buying the 4 versions, but why am I even doing this? Like, it's just because it started off so well. So actually, I'm gonna put up my Temperature photobook and the first DVD for sale, which are super rare, and like, I kind of feel bad to sell them locally. So if anyone has been looking for those and like desperately wants them, like, if you're willing to pay the entire shipping, not even 1 cent missing, but like, it's gonna be completely paid, and like, in a way that I suffer no loss, I am willing to send it to you. It's like, but like, I'm just like not but I have to select the person who is not going to resell it. So like I would prefer to sell it to like a Mon Bébé, who's like #1 group is Monsta X, and just like they got into Monsta X a bit late to get those things, you know, that kind of person I would sell it to, like most likely. But like I'm not sure, like I know those are rare stuff. And like look at my 2nd gen, never for a second thought about doing anything to my Homin and JYJ stuff. It's like, it's perfect. I love them. Look at that. Ugh, so pretty. Oh right, I'm gonna sell the Monsta X singles too. I forgot to remove those. I already sold like 2 or 3, so only these are left. Yeah, the full album and what is this? The Hero single. So yeah, I'm gonna sell those. So basically I'm just gonna stay with Korean albums and only one version, and it's gonna be all controlled. And then maybe one day I'm gonna go back to like collect some Minyak cards, because I actually had fun collecting them, but like buying all these albums, I just had no like will to buy photo cards or like anything. Sometimes I traded, but like it was just bad. Like I don't know how they could like make me feel like this with just doing 4 versions and similar 4 versions and similar title tracks, and like I don't know how Starship managed to do that. But honestly, I really don't like that company. Like I just have all the time this bad feeling about them. And it's just, I have many complaints about different things. Like I feel sorry for Gravity, but like for weeks I didn't even check out their debut. And I'm like, no, it's like not against the trainees or the idols at all, but it's just like a hot mess. And I just like, I get the shivers when I think about Starship. I don't know why. Like it's not that bad. They're obviously not the worst company out there, but I'm just like, no. So yeah, sounds weird. I don't know. A lot of talking. I don't care. I'm talking. Then, of course, my 2nd gen UKIS, not touching that. Speed, ugh, obviously not. Then Pentagon. I've been harsh. It's like Pentagon and Uptension suffered. I originally liked these groups a lot, and I actually watched pre-debut shows, and I was really invested in them. And although like a Top Media is a company that I don't feel bad about, I still feel like Teen Top's music is the one that is closest to what I want to listen to. And I somehow feel closer to the boys as well, which is kind of weird because I originally didn't pay that much attention to Teen Top. It's mainly my 2nd gen bias, could be, I don't know. But like Uptension suffered a lot because of that. Of course, I'm keeping my favorite albums from them, like those 3 that I'm keeping, and same goes for Pentagon. Pentagon is so super talented, but the whole mess around them and how Cube has been managing them, and how like what happened with Edon, and then like Yanan is like basically barely existent, and he's one of my biases. I've been just really confused, and like these are the ones that so they're like random album songs that I like, but I didn't want to go through that and like select like that, because like honestly I liked how they did like 3 albums, 3 albums, 3 albums, and they are like uniform. I think that's really cool. So like this, Runaway and Shine are my absolute favorite title tracks by Pentagon, and also Concepts. And like I think that's like peak and everything. And like I have no idea, I have no problem with the frog song or like those. Like I listened to those, but like I got over those pretty quickly. So these are the ones that stayed with me, and I do like a couple of the B-sides as well. So it's like these are the ones that have to stay, and I'm probably gonna move them lower on my list, because as you can see they are higher than the boys. Then what happened to the boys? What is even going on? Then of course 2-4K is staying. I've been to their concerts. I just really like 2-4K, and same with the Alphabet. I've been to 3 of their concerts, and I'm like not selling any Alphabet. What am I like? Alphabet is staying. Maybe if I would have gone to concerts, 80s was here actually, VAV was here. Who else? There was like one group, Ace. Like those albums like sold so quickly, and it's like, oh wait, they had a concert, that's why. Maybe I wouldn't have been able to sell those if I was at their concert. Now the boys. Okay, so my original plan was to go down to one version, like with Monsta X. Then I realized, okay, I can't do that. Let's go down to 2 versions. And then that happened with, like, for the new album, I could pick that I could sell the white one. And that was it. Okay, so for that album, that was last album. He's only in the 2 normal versions and not in the limited one, but the limited one is like the best limited album like The Boys has ever done. It's gorgeous. I love that photo book so much. It's like, I'm not gonna sell one with like Hwal and that's his last album, like no. And then the limited is so pretty, so I was like, oh no, we have a problem here. Then I went to the what's that, the blue, yeah, that album. I was like, they're so pretty, they're so tiny, they're just single. Oh no. Then I'm obsessed with that. That's like the best album, the best title track, the best concept. It's so pretty, and I actually like the limited album there. I'm not gonna sell a limited album. Like it's just like ugh. And then oh no, like, and it was just gone. Like okay, then we are keeping everything that had Hwal in it, and then we're gonna be a bit more strict moving onwards. So. For example, like, okay, I can have 2 of those, but for the next comeback and everything, I'm gonna try and stick to 1, maybe 2. But I have to have a really good reason, like I have to think about it for days. And also I'm gonna buy albums only after release and after I watch the photo, check the photo book properly for these, like only buying 1 or 2 of multiple versions groups. Because like I really want to get the best that I can get of that album. If they're still gonna do limited ones, that's gonna be a bit of a struggle, but I'm not gonna stress because often the limited one, at least in the beginning, the limited one was the weakest. So it's like I'm fine with the others too. It's like I don't have to struggle and like it's fine. I have to let go. Then now, as you can see, the newest thing also didn't go that well. So my original plan was stick to 2 versions, and then the first victim would have been Awaken, and then I opened the orange one because obviously that would be the one like that's weird, orange. And then I was like, but JR is my CD plate. I was like, no, you can't do this. And like, but it's W, they're not gonna have more stuff. It's not that bad, it's just 1 3 version album. I was like, oh no, oh no. And then I looked at the fairy tale albums. Do you think I could sell any of those? They are like one of my most favorite things ever. Like they are gorgeous. Oh. And there are 4 more albums that I'm keeping, but they just don't fit here, so they're here. As you can see, this is the shelf that needs the most reorganizing, combining my new shelves and such. So I'm keeping 2 of these. So for the table, I'm selling version 2, I believe. Also, I traded that with my friend, and actually that's a bit damaged copy, so I'm like, okay, I'm keeping the ones that I like more. I like the concept in these the most anyways, so I basically tried to pick based on photo books because that made more sense. And then same for these 2, I'm keeping 3 and 4, I think. It's blue. Yeah, but these look the best, honestly. I'm usually like sorting out the dark concepts. You know, if you have seen my unboxing, it's like me complaining about dark concepts. I can't see the faces, like I can't even differentiate the background from the clothes. It's like I complained about dark concepts all the time, so I think that surprises no one. So that has to move there for a bit. Yeah, so now I talked a lot, I'm sorry. And then I have to figure out how to move some of those groups from here to there. So I got these 2 new 3 shelves. Bit a lot for the stuff. I actually had a 3rd one made, but I had like I told my dad I'm not sure if we should be like hanging that up. Like I'm really thinking, and like the next day was the day that I filmed the video, I think. So it was like, I was uncertain. So yeah, but it looks ugly because of the missing posters. But there is this. Actually, I planned this for mainly the play albums. I think it's cute. I mean, the width is not exactly perfect. I also had limited replay albums, and like, I don't actually need those. Yeah, it's like not like I can sell them that easily. And then I moved the SM Town stuff there because it's like I collect it for Suju, but I don't need to have it next to the Suju stuff. And they're my two girlies. I think it's fine to have them like that. Also, the bottom shelf is always the weakest point of these shelves, so it's like, okay, no weight on that, so it looks pretty. So I'm thinking of moving like groups like the boys and New East, maybe Oh My Girl here, because I've been struggling to find place for their albums, so maybe it would be the best for them, but I honestly haven't decided yet, so yeah. And the other struggle that I've been having and I've been thinking is actually postering down. Yeah, my room would look ugly because of all the blue tag and like thing. And I just love those posters the most. I already took down, was it Devil? Or no, Magic posters. Yeah, but those I love, and like those Donkey posters, and actually like you know, the Super Show ones, but the second one actually fell down recently and I haven't put it back. So yeah, I've been thinking a lot about posters, but I think like I'm going through a crisis and maybe I should just stop with selling some albums first, like, and then photo cards. I actually have to clean out my binders a lot. It's like, even for groups that I'm gonna buy in the future, I might just buy the album and then sell the photo cards. It's like, it's been too much, and it's like, I'm gonna sell more photo cards than albums. Like, not my top main biases, obviously, and it's not like that. But yeah, I'm gonna sell photo cards. So I feel like taking down the posters now would be a bit of a rushed decision. So, that's a lot of talk and ramble, and I'm not sure who even listened, but it's like talking about collection stuff, so it's like more fun. Even though I'm talking about downsizing. It's funny because it still feels like and looks like a huge collection. Should I title this video, I downsized my collection and it's still huge. And I honestly put up for sale as much as I could. But like, if you know how this looked like before, this is so much better. Like, I think we are talking about like not 200, but definitely over 150 albums, which is like it's the size of collections of people like who have been collecting pretty seriously. It's not like 150 albums are like a small collection, so it's like, I actually have no idea how many albums I have. I'm trying to think that it's below 1,000, so I don't know. So yeah, hopefully I can sell some and people get their salaries and buy even more. So if I have remains that I'm just like not selling, of course I would put them up for international sale, but I just don't want to deal with shipping. So like those two Monsta X things that I said is because those are rare, and I know that there might be people out there who are like desperately looking for those. So if you know someone like that, you can direct them to me. But yeah, and I'm gonna move those two jewel cases of Monsta X to the room, to the selling room, which used to be called my living room. Yeah, and I'm also like gonna sell some books, mainly books that I like had as a teen, some, not all, and I'm gonna be more strict about what I can buy. Of course, I'm gonna buy all the Macaboot books. That's like have been my goal for a couple years. But there are some that have been on my wish list, and I might like just try to borrow them or something, or just read those books at the store. But it's like, I don't know. I have to be strict about things I buy. I have to buy useful things. Actually, I spent a bunch of money yesterday on workout clothes, but it felt nice. So, and I didn't rush it, no worries. I've been working out for 2 weeks, and I like didn't start with buying expensive clothes and then stopped working out. No, so I worked out for 2 weeks. I've been serious about it, and then I bought workout clothes. So, it's fine. And also, like I heard, if you do things for 2 weeks straight and without stopping, like actually you can make a habit out of it. So now that is the thing in my brain. Well, I've been doing this for more than 2 weeks. It must be a habit, so it's easier to go and do it. Yeah, so thank you for watching, and thank you for all the support. I guess I really needed it. Yeah, thank you. Bye.